Hey, Joyce here. Today I want to introduce you to another tool called the Observer. Um, the Observer is all about changing your perspective when it comes to your thoughts and actions. So for most of my life, I believed that my thoughts controlled me, or I had no control over my thoughts. And so that left you in a position where you're just believing these thoughts. And I had no control. And so if you establish the observer, it's almost as if you're taking a movie of yourself and you're zooming out. Now, the beauty of zooming out is that you can see your thoughts in a much broader perspective. You know, put them in the smaller perspective in the bigger whole. And it also helps you to detach from them so that you get the feeling that they don't own you. And if you can watch them, they don't own you. Now, you may not be able to slow them down right away, but they don't own you. They don't control you because you can pull away from them. Now, one thing that's great about this is, or interesting about this, is as you start to watch your thoughts and your actions, but especially your thoughts, you're going to find that most of them are repetitive. I would say, I don't know how many thoughts we have in a day, 60,000, 80,000 thoughts a day. Most of them are the same thoughts over and over and over. And so once you start to realize that, and you've separated from them a bit, and they're not as charged for you, emotionally charged, what you're going to be able to notice is sometimes a thought comes through, and I'm like, wow, I never thought that before. And it may, to me, those are the more ingenious things, or new ideas, or kind of cool things that you're thinking, as opposed to the repetitive stuff. And they tend to come with a little bit of a calm emotion. They tend to be a little quieter. They're not screaming and yelling at you. But sometimes those are the best ideas and the best way forward, and really a cool way to look at your own thoughts. Which ones are the same and the repetitive, and which ones are different? Maybe pay a little bit more attention to them. But the observer, what it's going to allow you to do is observe your life, pull back a little bit. And so if you're not as attached, you're not going to suffer as much. In the Eastern cultures, they actually define suffering as attachment. So if you're attaching to your thoughts, if you're attaching to all these things going on in your life and you're fighting reality, that's where suffering comes from. So the other beauty of the observer is you pull back, you get yourself some space, and you start to relax the attachment or the suffering based on what's going on in your world.